think this goes back to China's new approach, which is very much based on the prevailing power dynamics today, in that China long has sought to work with the U.S. in an amicable way. But then given the U.S. Stance towards China, I think China's taken a much tougher line. And if the U.S. cannot see the light, they certainly will feel the heat, whether that's in restrictions with gallium and germanium, this action towards Micron, U.S. feeling the pressure here. So I think this is the new world that we're living in. That being said, I agree, Sean, with your comment that I'm also cautiously optimistic that things will improve, largely because China, I think, holds most, if not all, of the high cards here. China not only, of course, has an enormous market, but it is an increasingly open market, not just for American companies, European companies, companies all around the world. We've seen enormous advances in Chinese diplomacy, from brokering the Iran-Saudi Arabia rapprochement, the recent switching of diplomatic recognition of the Honduras, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll avoid a catastrophic military conflict here, and that the U.S. may actually succumb to China, not with a bang, but with a whimper.
You would think that China is so beleaguered by the West and so abused by the West, you would never know that China runs a trade surplus with the United States in the hundreds of millions of dollars. You would never know that China's Manufacturing 2025 plan is a winner-take-all plan that explicitly says it will exclude foreigners in the Chinese and then the international markets in the 10 top technologies. I will not get into all the cases of Chinese economic coercion in recent years. Just look at Lithuania and Australia in the past few years. So China having mutual respect and love among all people, those are fine words, but those are not the economic reality and China's economic behavior. And then the comments about decoupling. I think the comments that we've seen so far reflect the Chinese perspective on how economics works. In China, the government orders and has the 5-year plan. In the United States, the U.S. government is not telling people how to decouple or that they should decouple. I personally on this program have said that decoupling is impossible, and that whether you call it de-risking or diversifying, what is happening is that in the supply chain, as China has demonstrated with regard to germanium and gallium, there is concern that China will abuse its stranglehold or choke points in certain ways that will disadvantage. And that is causing a tectonic shift. The two countries and their economies are slowly separating in key ways, but they will never decouple. And how about if I stop there?